is, well, the word of the week, my bad. Sorry, my throat is like Colossians 4, 5, 6. It says, 5 and 6. It says, act wisely towards outsiders, making the most of the time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you should answer each person. So, what I got from that was every time you encounter someone, every time you have conversations with strangers, people who, like, say, for instance, you talk to a person, not for instance, but for the scripture, you talk to someone who is an outsider, someone who doesn't follow Christ. Imagine all the time, and it's crazy because this is how I'm gonna change my mindset now. Imagine every time you're talking to an outsider, even if they're not an outsider, but always have that mentality that you could be talking to someone who does not follow Christ. So you can be the last person who talks to that outsider. That's why he says, sorry, I just closed my book, I don't know why. He says, act wisely towards outsiders, making the most of time. You can be the last time that someone had a conversation with. You could be the last person that this person had a conversation with. This could be their last, it could be the end of their time. And not even that, we all have a clock on us, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord is going to return sooner or later. We don't know, but he is going to return, which means we are all on a time limit. But we never know what someone else has a time limit on, especially when it comes to outsider people living outside of Christ. We all know that this is so annoying me, my throat. We all know that the wages of sin is death, so their time can be getting shortened every day. So that's why it says make the most of the time. So you could be the last person that this outsider talked to. And then he says, let your speech always be gracious and seasoned with salt. So let everyone who speaks to you see that you are different. See that your words are different. Seeing that your voice is different. Seeing that you act is different. That you don't respond to things like how everybody else responds to things, but you respond differently. Allow that to be different, because if they see that is different, then they start to ask questions, which is why he says later on, so that you may know how you should answer each person, because sooner or later someone's going to ask you some questions because you sound so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, say the world is saying this and you're saying that, people are going to come to you and ask more questions because your answer is different from everybody else's. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much the word of the day today. The word of the week today is to us believers of Christ, the ones who follow Jesus Christ, to always remember that we could be talking to an outsider. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. We need to make sure that we leave that person with something.